Hello there and welcome back to episode 2 of my Pokemon Emerald Catch Everything playthrough. So last episode we got through the first 3 routes, Route 101, 102 and 103. We got our starter Pokemon and we caught a few other Pokemon as well, one of which we are carrying with us, which is Zigzagoon for now. So what we're going to be doing this episode, just a couple of things about last episode. I believe my voice was a bit quiet and the music was maybe slightly too loud, so hopefully I've rebalanced that a bit and it should be all a bit more, kind of working well together. Beginning this episode, we have reached Petalburg City, but we have not finished off on the route before this, so the plan for the start of this episode is to catch everything on this route. So what I'm going to be doing is, there are, as I said, a lot of Pokemon on this route. Just to remind you, there is Poochyena at 30%, which we already have, Wurmple at 30%, which we already have, Lotad at 20%, which we haven't caught yet, Zigzagoon at 15%, which we have caught, Ralts at 4%, which we need to catch, and Seedot at 1%. So I'm going to come back with a Lotad, a Ralts, or a Seedot, and I shall see you in just a second. Having said that it'll be quite a long time, this was, of course, the first encounter that I came across, a level 3 Lotad. So Lotad is the grass water type Pokemon, and I think it can probably take a scratch. This is 20% encounter rate, so it's not too big of an issue if we lose this one. If I was catching a Seedot, I probably wouldn't risk anything, but with a Lotad I will risk weakening it. I'm probably also going to be leveling up quite a bit because I am going to kill some of the... I'm going to murder ruthlessly some of the wild encounters just to get some levels up. I will, without spoiling anything, I will need to level up Torchic to level 16 before the first gym. It's been quite a while since my last clip and we'd found a Ralts. Now the thing with Ralts is that it has 2 abilities. So one is Synchronize, which is fine. What it does is if you get poisoned, it poisons your opposition, or if you get paralysed, it paralyses your opposition. However, it's not that good, and there is a better ability for Ralts. So Ralts is actually going to be one of my team members, and I would like the best ability on it. So what that means is that I want this to be a Ralts with Trace, so that I can catch it and use it, and it will be part of my team. If it does not have Trace, I will not be using it as part of my team. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Otherwise I am going to have to hunt one down. I'm still looking for a Seedot, which is a 1% encounter. Ralts is 4%, but because I'm looking for a Trace Ralts, that's down to 2%. So it's going to be quite a long grind. You can probably already see, if I do actually click on A, Torchic is now quite a high level. It is 14, and this is not a Ralts with Trace. I am still going to catch it, I think. It only gets Growl at this level, level 4. I think it learns Confusion at level 5, so it's actually completely useless at this point. But we're still going to catch it, if only because we can, and because I've already hunted for quite a while to get this. Weaken it a little bit more. I think I can probably hit it one more without risking... Yeah, I'll hit it again, because... Yeah, I don't think a crit would have killed it, but it might have done. So now what we're going to do is we are going to catch it. And once it's caught, we will then go back to hunting for a 1% Seedot. So 1% basically just means that it's, 1 out of 100 encounters will be a Seedot. So it's going to be quite a grind, but it'll be worth it. Okay, here we go again. Still no Seedot, and still higher and higher level on our Torchic, but hopefully this one is Trace. And it's not. It is female, so I might catch it anyway, just in case I decide to breed later. that's probably not relevant, but I have a Zigzagoon to weaken it with, so I might as well. Could also weaken it with Lotad because that has Astonish, but I think I'll just use Zigzagoon. And if I accidentally kill it, it's XP for Zigzagoon. So. And there we go, Ralts number 2 is caught. However, the hunt goes on. Here we go, our third attempt at getting a Ralts with Trace. Let's see if we've had any joy this time. Still no C-Dot. And it's worth saying that I slightly messed up and accidentally killed some of my recordings, so I actually lost a few levels. I went back to level 12. I had actually evolved Torchic, but I lost the footage. I didn't even see if that was Trace or not. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy trying to tell the story about how I have already evolved Torchic and then had to reset. So we have more XP here than we would have otherwise. I don't think that was Trace, but let's find out. I guess the only way to find out for us now is to catch it. We could also stop the recording and watch it back, but we're going to catch it anyway, I think, so why not? And now for the moment of truth, which I'm sure you already know the answer to, because you were paying more attention than I was. And it is synchronised. It is timid though, which is a really good nature for Ralts. Oh, it's such a shame that isn't Trace. Timid is plus speed minus attack, I believe. So that's kind of a perfect nature. Anything that's minus attack would be good, but plus speed minus attack is particularly good. I think modest is the only one that we'd take above that, but anyway. And there we go. Finally, we have managed to find a C-Dot. So we have the rarest Pokemon before we have our Trace Ralts. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a Trace Ralts. I just feel like I should, because I've set my mind to it now, so I'm probably going to. But we will catch this C-Dot first. Bide, I don't really know what Bide does. I just have a feeling that it absorbs damage, yeah, and then hits Zigzagoon back, but I don't actually care about Zigzagoon. Could he survive a crit? Yeah, he could, so I'm not too worried about hitting him again. This will kill Zigzagoon. And it does. I mean, that makes C-Dot look a lot stronger. Yes, I do want to use next Pokemon. But now we can just send out Torchic. Torchic won't die, and we can catch this C-Dot. Hopefully. I don't think its catch rate is too high. So it should go in this ball, and it does. And that is the hardest part of this grind done. It hangs off branches. Yeah. So we have a C-Dot. We have a C-Dot. We're not going to be using C-Dot in the game, however, we are going to be using a Ralts, so we need to find one with Trace. That was next encounter. I mean, you can see on the video that it was next encounter. If this has Trace, it is amazing. Please, please, please. That is the fourth Ralts I've bumped into, and none of them have had Trace. It just feels wrong to kill it straight away, though. I don't know if I have anything to do any damage though. If C-Dot doesn't have tackle or something, then there's nothing I can do, because Bide works on taking damage. Yeah, there's nothing I can catch him. Because Zigzagoon is dead. I should have got him healed. If this ball doesn't work, I'm just going to run. And it does! Oh, that's the good news. So we do have female Ralts now, which is useful if we want to breed it, I guess. I'm getting out of this grass before I get another one. I'm going to heal up my Pokemon so that I can weaken stuff with Zigzagoon once again. This is still not a Trace Ralts, but what it is going to be the, hopefully, final Pokemon that we kill as a level 15 Torchic, and that should be enough XP for us to level up. If it's not, it's going to be embarrassing. And it is. So we hit level 16, and so the first thing that means is Torchic trying to learn Peck. We're going to delete Growl for Peck. Peck is a flying type move, 35 base power, 100% accuracy. It's kind of useful for coverage, and very rarely useful for coverage, but it's good to have. It's better than Growl, so we might as well teach it. And now we are evolving. So this is our first evolution of the game. We're getting a Torchic evolving into a Combusken, and that does mean we are level 16, despite the fact we're going to be facing, at worst, level 7s. So we are quite over-leveled. However, I'm going to stop killing Pokemon now, I think. We're just going to teach over Focus Energy. So we do now have a fighting type move, which is really important for defeating the first gym, Roxanne, who uses rock type Pokemon. So if you're just a plain fire type, you're really going to struggle there, but double kick makes it much easier if you need to use it. Here we go again, attempt number 5 at getting a Ralts with Trace, as it is a 1 in 2 chance, and we have flipped the coin 4 times so far, unsuccessfully. I've been training up Zigzagoon, so hopefully it can weaken it pretty easily, but let's just see if it's what we want. Otherwise, I'm going to kill it. I'm just going to kill it. I don't want to ever see it again. One side benefit to being 5 Raltses and still no Trace is that I've been able to level up Zigzagoon to level 9, at which point it learns Headbutt. So that's going to come in handy later in the run. I'm not going to reveal why yet, but it's important. Remember it. Won't be relevant, probably for about another 20 episodes. Attempt number 6. Here we go. It's just not going to have it. Attempt number 7. Here we go. Yes! I was going to give up if I was going to do 2 more, this one and the one after. I cannot weaken it with this, but I can with Lotan. I've only got 3 Pokeballs left, I think, maybe 4 including 1 Premier Ball, so I really do not want to... I don't want to do too much damage and kill it, but I also do not want it to break out of all my Pokeballs. That's probably enough. I'll do one more. Because my attack's down at the moment, it shouldn't do too much damage, but if it crits, it'll do more than twice what it's doing at the moment. Okay, but I'm not attacking it again. I'm not risking it. Please get it. Oh no! I can't take it, not after that Wingull. Okay, I'll use one more ball, and then I'm going to have to attack it again. If I crit, it dies. Please don't die. Whew. And that was after being growled about 1 million times. If you don't know, Astonish is a ghost type move, and in the 3rd generation, ghost type is physical. The last Pokeball. The last Pokeball is the one that we get the Trace Ralts in. Ghost is physical, so Growl strengthens that. With that, we are done on this route, and we can finally begin playing the game and exploring Petalburg City. I'm going to take a break though, because I've been doing this for quite a while now. I mean, so I had to I reset once because I didn't record Combusken evolving, and I wanted that. So Combusken's gone from level 10 to level 16 twice. And Zigzagoon has gone from level 4 to level 13. There's a potion. So you can tell just how long I've been doing this for. The other thing is that... So the reason I stopped leveling up Combusken was just that I don't want to be ridiculously over-leveled. Like, level 16 is already very high for this stage of the game. Now let's see. A Jolly nature is literally as bad as it could be. That's minus special attack. I might go looking for another one. Am I that much of a masochist? Who knows? Find out in the next clip. It turns out I am that much of a masochist. This is probably the last one I'm going to go for. If this doesn't have trace, I was about to say I'm going to just give up, and I will either play with the Jolly one or play through with the timid one until we get to the point that I can breed a better one. But we have found one more Ralts. I also bought a few additional Pokeballs. I had enough for, I think, 6 more Pokeballs or 5 more. So no Premier Ball, not the best use of money. Would have been far better if we just didn't need to catch this many different Raltses. I don't want to risk killing it, so I'm just going to throw a Pokeball at it now. Hopefully, it gets in the ball. Oh my word. I hate this Pokemon. I absolutely hate this Pokemon. Why am I using it? I will talk about why I'm using it later on, once we get to alternative Pokemon I could have used, because I'm one I was seriously considering, but sadly was not able to use for one reason. Let's have a look at the nature. If it's bad, I don't care. I cannot care anymore. Docile, which is... let me look this up. Docile is... neutral, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's plus defense and minus defense, so nothing. It's a neutral nature. That is absolutely fine. It's amazing, perfect, not perfect, modest room imperfect, but it is a lot better than Jolly. So now we can finally begin playing the game with our massively over-leveled, level 15 Zigzagoon, level 16 Combusken. I'm not even using Zigzagoon as a main party member, I just didn't want to level up Combusken too much. And I did need to get it to level 9 anyway. So, anyway, yeah. I'm going to put away these Pokemon, get started on actually playing the game. Okay, so our level 4 Ralts with Growl and nothing else is now our primary team member. So as you can see, just got Growl, so I'm going to have to switch it out into Combusken. Combusken is a team member, Zigzagoon is not, despite its current overlevel. So let's begin by exploring Petalburg City. I don't actually know how long the episode is so far, just because of the way I've been recording clips with catching Pokemon. I really won't know until I'm editing. So we'll probably clear out the whole of Petalburg and then potentially leave the next route until the next episode, because it's going to be more catching of Pokemon, and to be honest, I'm all caught up for now. So if we have a look in here, we've got more Pokeballs. I pretty much run out of money, but we've got Pokeballs, we've got our first Repel also, which I'm not going to be buying just yet, but I probably will later in the run. You can also buy XPs and X attacks and X defense, so these are pretty useful if you're doing, if you're just playing through the game and you want to try and kind of boost up and you don't have the right moves to do so. X items are really, really important in speedruns as well. So kind of worth remembering that they're there if you need them. Let's head down here and speak to this person. I'm going to speak to every person in every town and try and just to make sure that I don't miss anything, and to, as I said, try and be thorough. I'm willing to put in 2 hours hunting hunting a trace Ralts, and I think it would be silly to then miss a free item or something, or even just missing out on the kind of flavour text. And also, I think you can definitely rush through these games. I have no idea what this is. I am a Pokemon. What am I? I'm a Pokemon Accept. Yeah, that's my profile. Let's see what he thinks. Fantastic. It's wonderful. It really says what you're about. Well, anyone hearing this profile would be captivated by you. I do not know if there's anything special with him. So what I'm going to do is just pause and explore it, maybe. I will look it up in between episodes and see if there's anything particularly useful that does. I doubt it, to be honest. But you never know. So now let's come down here. This house is talking about Norman. So Norman is our dad, and he's the leader in the gym that's in this town, which we will try and go and fight. He's pretty strong though, so we probably won't have much success at this point. Look of somber silence, which you see reflected in your face. The graphics in this game are, obviously 16 years later, they're not amazing, but compared to Gen 1 and 2, looking at the quality of the sprites and just everything about the Game Boy Advance games, looks so much better. I don't know if we're allowed to head out this way without this guy attacking us. Yeah, see, he won't let us go too far without approaching the gym, so that's what we're going to do next. I'll check that we didn't miss anything above the mark, but I don't think we did. No, that's just a lake. So we come into the gym, and there is the gym leader, so let's try and talk to him. Well, if it isn't red, so you're all finished moving in? I'm surprised that you managed to get here by yourself. Oh, I see, you're with Pokémon. Then I guess you're going to become a trainer like me. That's great news. I'll be looking forward to it. I'd like to get a Pokemon, please. You're right. You're Wally, right? I'm going to go stay with my relatives in Burdenturf Town. I thought it would be lonely by myself, so I wanted to take a Pokemon along. But I've never caught a Pokemon before. I don't know how. I see. Red, you heard that, right? Go with Wally and make sure he safely catches a Pokemon. So Wally receives a Zigzagoon and some Pokeballs. Now, something we are already very familiar with is how to catch Pokemon, and something I've already spent far too much time doing, but it is at this point that the game gives us a catching tutorial. And Wally is going to find an impossible Ralts immediately, with no problems whatsoever. And it's impossible because it is level 5. I do not believe it has trace though. This can be shiny, and I think this tackle might kill if it crits. No, it doesn't. Well, there's not much to this at all. I'm not pressing any buttons. It literally is on rails. Exactly, just kind of, it's just a catching tutorial. It's like this in every game. You have to sit through it. And he has 1 potion and 1 Pokeball. Imagine if that doesn't land. Thankfully for Wally, he is an NPC. And thus, Pokemon do not break out of his Pokeballs, even if they break out of mine. I probably will not be able to catch any Pokemon on the next route until I've earned some more money. Thankfully, there is a trainer who gives out a lot of money on the next route, so I mostly say Root. I might occasionally say Route, just because I'm so used to watching Americans play through this game. That they say Route, but it's wrong. They are wrong. It's absolutely Root. So, we cannot actually fight Norman yet. Our dad is refusing to battle us, which, to be fair, we only left home an hour ago. Well, 3 hours ago, probably. But that's only because of our ridiculous decision to chase a trace routes. So, this is Wally's house. Let's come in and see if he has anything to say. And it turns out Wally's not here. He's been frail and sick as ever. We've sent him to Verdanturf where the air is cleaner. Verdanturf is a town we'll come to later. So Wally is the kind of pseudo-rival of this generation, whereas May takes on much of the early game rivalry. In the later game, Wally actually becomes quite strong, and we will have to fight him. Initially, he's just really bad. Look at the reflections. Glorious. And this is the first time we get to meet Scott. Scott is a very questionable man who follows you around and is roaming the land in search of trainers. But our clothes are too clean to be trainers, apparently, or to be an experienced trainer. So we'll have to give up on that dream. I have been recording for quite a while now, and I think it's time for me to stop for today. I recorded episode 1 and 2 back to back. Hopefully the levels on this are better, and if they are not, I will endeavour to make sure they are in episode 3, where we will take on Route 104, and hopefully we can get through it fairly quickly, and we can talk through which Pokemon are available. Thank you very much. Goodbye.